It's been a while. Let's just get that up to there. That should be okay. Okay. Let's see. Like this. Alright. So. Um, just a moment and I will be doing as I should be. It's all running a bit late today. It's fine. Okay. Cool. Right. So. Let's get on to develop. Make sure I'm up to date and not touch this for a little while. I have one major feature I want to try and put in to Dome 1.6, so let's see how we do. Like that. So we have this keyboard over here. And it'll probably be something like that. This is a public thing. I actually want this to be up here because it's like that, and then this will be a static push text input. Text, and we'll basically do something like this. I forget if you can actually add text like that. I don't know if it works as a concatenator. Oh, cool, it does. Okay. I almost never do it that way for some reason. Do I have something at the start that I can call? Probably not. Because the idea being is that you can do something like system.print keyboard.text fairly easily. Yeah. I'm going to take this off for a moment. Good evening. So, control the button map. I really should wrap these up in a struct or something at some point, but for now it'll do. Let's call them add text. I think that's probably better. Keyboard clear text method. Add text method. Like that. Cool. Hopefully you've been having a good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are. Or whatever time of day it is, I suppose. So. How's this gonna work? I've got like bits and pieces of the input infrastructure all over the place, so this is gonna be tricky. Main. Input. Hi Ruby. How's it going? Oh, that's true. It is. I set up the stream very quickly, so let me just go fix that. Good call. There we go. Yeah, I started a bit late, so I was in a bit of a rush. here would work. Right. So now I need to do text input like that. Oh, didn't need that open. It's been a day. Why is my brain not working? Okay, like that. Event.text.text is greater than 0. Oh, that's UTF-lan, because it's a UTF string. So that's fun. Then input and text. Something like that. To do handle backspace. Means I have to add a whole method and whatever, but it's fine. I want to prove a concept. Okay. Like that. Like that. And we do yeah, so basically I'm trying to set up like keyboard text input for input fields and things, because it's a difficult thing to do otherwise. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Let's see. Oh, that's, yeah. That one actually doesn't need anything. And then we can do keyboard. Clear text method, please. I do actually have to do this bit. Alright. So we get the keyboard, we call the method, we're good. And we'll do the same thing, but instead we'll do just our text. Like that. And this will be add text. Add text. Like that. Not that it matters much, but there we are. MacLeod debug. This will throw an error, probably. Yeah, that's fine. It does help to bring a VM to a VM call. 3, please. VM, star VM. VM, star VM. I thought it was a bit weird to have an empty method call, parameter list even. That's how it goes. Nice. So, what I'd like to do, set up a little input for keyboard test. Text is like that, and then text, you go to text plus keyboard.text. Canvas.print. Text 20, no, 10, 20, color dot white. Oh, not that call. That one. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't ensure, that's fine. That's why we get compiled in debug mode. Add text. Ensure slots VM2, please. So now I am receiving input from the keyboard. That's very cool. But I can't do backspace. And I suppose the question is, should that be something that is auto-correcting by the back end, or should I suppose, oh, it doesn't get converted as a character at all, so we kind of have to handle it from the ren side, the C side even. Okay. Still pretty cool though. I was expecting it to take a little longer for things, but you never know. What I want to do, so modules input ren, we've got add text, so I suppose it makes sense to have a remove. Well, technically it's shortened text and by size. Now I always forget the right way to do this. It takes a range, so I can do, well, I suppose if text.count is greater than 1, greater than 0, then you can do that, I suppose. But that might not work if there is actually only one character in there. Not sure. Hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. I want the full string apart from the previous, the last letter. Oh, well, that would do it, yeah. I've never used that range syntax before for text, so I was playing around with it for the first time just now. Learning new things. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate the input. Shorten. Good point. It isn't, is it? Let me go back and fix that. What would it be? I think I actually don't need the argument. It'll get triggered one instance at a time, so I probably never need that. Okay. That was me being over ambitious. Like that. So where am I here? Link key down, link key up. That's trickier because you want, like, how do I handle the repeating of the delete key, I guess? Because I could put the rate of that in here, like shorten text, like that. Needs a VM, but that could be like mod 8, like every 8 frames it'll do it, because otherwise you have to kind of handle this stuff within the engine itself, and that might not be better, but it might be better, I don't know. Note, should we be having backspace for the user? Not sure about that one. But we'll see. So, oh, backspace didn't actually. Oh, yeah. that makes sense though, because it's basically, did I capture backspace in that? No, okay, that's in the wrong place then. Yeah, that's not our job. Vim source main. Never mind. Shorten. Yeah. All of that learning for nothing. If keyboard backspace dot down. Text and text.count is greater than 0. Not that one. There. Yeah. Oh, I know why. Yeah, and that's your text input. And you get all the weird characters, but then it doesn't seem to... Oh, interesting. Why don't those delete? Does range do something weird with code points or something? So that it's not... Oh, yeah, they're doing weird byte shenanigans. Okay. Yeah, I know. I just forget how. And that's for an individual code point, isn't it? Not for a list or array of them, I guess. Like if you have the sequence of code points, how do you get back to a standard string of them? Oh Jesus, okay. In which case, that's going to be a variable. Um, oh good, someone's thinking about this already. There have been so many GitHub issues recently about everything. So I'm not really keeping up. No, I was just wondering if there'd been a workaround mentioned already, or if I'm going to have to write it myself, which I probably am. That's fine. 4 pointing code points. Oop. That's fine, I got it. Yes, I hope I've got it. From code point. Okay. Yeah, not quite. Thank you. Okay then, so I want to do take. Ugh. Code points. What are code points? Yeah. I think that's right. There has to be a more efficient way of doing that though, but okay, that seems to work. There we go. So now those weren't deleting properly, so now they are. So now let's just make that more efficient, so I'm not rebuilding the entire string every single time. Well, I suppose I still have to, don't I? But no, I don't think I can actually get any better. Ugh. Hmm. Still, that does make the standard text entry a lot easier, but technically I think we'd be triggering events twice in a thing, so maybe I should make it so you can turn off the text entry mode. That's the thing I was wondering about a bit earlier on, is at the moment it's sort of just always on, so then you'd have double the events to process, even though it's I don't really have a good API design that looks good for that. Put a ran. Because two ways of doing this would be to make it a field. Farm. But it's like weirdly named, so I don't know how to. entry. Like that. But then you might want to do it as find static text input and make it a like a field that is whatever. But the problem with that is that it's not a word, like it's not a real verb that you can say true or false to and it makes sense. It might work though. Interestingly, I did think of handle like that as well. That's alright. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to make this look, because like if you do it like that, then because then you end up basically doing keyboard dot handle text inputs equals true and then false later. Obviously whatever you have in here. Maybe. It's not the worst. API design is hard. I wouldn't do set. Can't be like that really, because well maybe it can, I don't know. I mean, it's not really allowing because the text input's always happening. It's just whether or not you're receiving it that way. Like, it's not like you can't enter keys or anything, you know? So that doesn't work for me. Handle is probably the best because that's what we're doing is we're handling the text entry in a particular way. just all the synonyms of these. I appreciate that. It could be process, but yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. I think that what I would do is take the input off like that. That works, I think. Handle text. It's short and readable. Like the input is obvious because you're coming from the keyboard, so and it's kind of the generic term for all input, which is weird. So whereas handle text I think works because then you could feasibly also check the value. Keyboard.handle text. Then do stuff. Do stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. What the heck is up with my Vim today? I'm not in sync at all. Okay. Take those out. Because text is the name of the property here, so that way they're sort of tied together, which is nice. then we'll do like that. There should be an assert there. And run set slap ball VM0 like this. Oh, we don't use that anymore. Keyboard handle text, but it's actually get handle text, and then set handle text like that. If engine dot oh god, it's not that, it's that. Like that. Not yet. I wasn't sure 100% if I was going to support it straight away. Mostly because I can't figure out how to test it. Well, fair enough then. The documentation for these methods are really bad, so it's hard to tell what it's for. And I think I have an idea of how it works, it's just I don't know how to test it. That's good. Requires a font with the language you're testing. The default font for dome is quite expansive, but I don't know if it'll handle Japanese. Hmm. Um, we'll sort that out next. Yeah, I figured you would have. It's annoying because obviously the documentation for it is not great, so I now have to explain it to whoever wants to use it. Or set some reasonable default for it, maybe? I don't know. Right, so this should now not do text input because it's off. Oh, it does. Interesting. Did I not? Oh, maybe. Yeah, you wouldn't have a position to start with because it will be defined by the developer at the time. So there's not really a sensible place to put it as a default. I am vaguely surprised that this worked straight out the gate, so maybe the issue is just that it's doing keyboard.handle. Right, okay. Yeah, so it's just on by default. That's weird and fine, I guess. Six, 7, 9, 0, 4, 0. I see. Okay. Yeah, I figured. It's important to support multiple cultures and inputs or whatever. I just didn't plan on it straight away. So then I need to figure out how to replace the bits of text in the right spot, I guess. Oh. What am I doing? Come on. No, and I'm like the thing is that I have at least another hour or so, but it's just figuring out how it works and then trying to squeeze it in. Hmm. If you don't call text start and stop though, then I mean it'll be on forever. I suppose it's just. Oh yeah, great. So it's on by default, but it doesn't expect IME support until you start manually toggling it, I guess. Because that's the thing I've just discovered is that text input events are being sent. Um, yeah, I suppose so. No, I'm trying to do full support because this is meant to be a standard feature. It's a nice to have anyway, but I was trying to do this for a full thing. So if we can do it in as full support, I would like that. I don't like half measures where I can help it. But, well, it doesn't feel right to only do partial support in this case. I don't know. To start. Yeah. Oh, but that's still doing stuff. That's weird. Did I not? Ah, it's because I set it to true. So if I don't do that now, then it should. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I like that. So then we can do this whole thing. Hello world. New today. Interestingly, I don't have a percentage in this font. What is that? Oh, there's not actually a thing there configured for these ones, but there should be something there. I don't know. It's mostly fine. I might have to do some manual tweaks to the font. Infinity. Oh, right. It's yeah. So the console is obviously seeing the true character, but the font that Dome has got isn't kitted out with all of those symbols, so it's not showing useful things. I imagine if you used a different font, you get different results. Hmm. Okay. So status, get unread examples, get commit shame. Phase one of text input. No IME. Right. There we go. Ugh, the font is bad. Okay. So I guess that it sends. This is probably the worst time to try and implement this because they've not got the whole wiki working properly. Oh, so it's got the start and the length. So it's saying here's the starting character, remove that many. Yeah. Remove that many, replace it with this set of characters, I guess. Yeah, this tutorial is not working. Because the SDL wiki is under construction again. They just moved over to GitHub and started replacing everything. So it's all, as you can see here, new wiki software, old wiki content. Oh, fair enough. I'm glad they moved though. Yes, it does. It's good enough, but still. Okay. I think I get the gist though. Right, so how do I enable the language input types? I'm worried that it's gonna like turn everything into Japanese and then I won't actually be able to read it, which is a problem. So, yeah. configure this stuff. I don't know. It's one of those days. Keyboard. Input source. Okay, it seems to be in there anyway. Yeah. So I guess if I started typing, it would replace things. Maybe. Right, and then, so this is the thing that we want to set the rectangle for, so it knows where to go. That's asking a lot of people, because I can't really implement that for them, because it's very application dependent. It's not the same as like editor inputs or something where you have a widget defined. I'm just literally arbitrarily taking in inputs. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, that's fine, we can do that. Modules input ran, that's easy enough. We do text, text region. I probably want a better name for it than that, but is this going to be the region that the text is being drawn into more than or is it like the next character region? That's one of the things that I couldn't really. Right, so the overall text bounds rather than the incoming character. Okay, not character level. Okay. Yeah, then it would be text region, because then you're saying this is the box I'm drawing my text in roughly. Okay. Let's get the rect thing drawing and then we'll start figuring out how the event should handle stuff. Oh, come on. L2, L3, L4. Well, I figured that you might as well give everyone the... That's true. I mean, smallest unit of text or something. The problem is that there's no context for the size of a character in the font, so you might want to leave that up to the person implementing this. I guess have a minimum. Or, well, I suppose you could have a default and then let people modify it, but no. The position would be the bottom of the right mode. Subtitle VM1. Ding, 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 ding. SDL set text rect. And it's actually rect like that. Like that. And that'll set the text region, I suppose. Oh, that's not set, that's H. Don't know what I was thinking. Didn't do that anywhere else, did I? No. Right, because then you can have... the text region. Oh, my music has stopped and I want to keep listening, please. Thank you. Cool. Of course. Dot text region is 10, 20, 8 and 8, I guess, just to see what the first character would be. Right, that's standard English language. Obviously, we don't actually have anything to put that in, so it's not going to show up, is it? No, I have to turn it back off again so I can type. But the rect is defined, at least. I mean, it did. Let me show you again. Yeah. Although I guess it's not putting it in quite the right place, which is weird. Could that be... Yeah, I don't know. That's a little odd, I suppose. Ah. X, Y, 8 and 8. I really hope it, like, makes a copy of this. I also don't know if that's in... Oh god, it'll be in window space rather than canvas space that Dome uses, won't it? That's really painful. Yeah. Okay. Why did she use set out of band? Okay. Well, I can't really control when people... Well, I suppose if you ensure that it's always called, but... The thing is, what if someone wants to call it in the other order for whatever reason? They'll have problems, right? So you just tell them in the docs, call it this way around. Probably. I don't know. That's what I need, is actually all of this bit. Like that. We don't care about that bit because it's always like that. guess it would be, well, because this bit here is the pixel Y. I hope. I've never had to do, well, I've only done the screen space to game space transformation in Dome once, and that's for mouse stuff, so first time trying to pull it out into its own thing, which will probably end horribly. Those two are literally the same, aren't they? Okay, maybe that will do it. Okay, let's see. No, that didn't work. That might be why, though. No. That's the same. Right. I see. I don't really know how to make that work for the end user though, because it's not standard. I don't know. It's not a text widget. I'm not making a text widget. I'm just making the inputs possible. So I can't really have transitory text or temporary text. I don't know. Yeah. I'd have to provide like the whole event stream through or something. Ugh. That's stickier than I wanted to deal with. Because I think it would require like a whole extra structure. Yeah. But to do that, I need to basically have a something to give to the user that's more useful, because Dome doesn't have an event system built in, so I have to provide it in some static way. Yeah. Hmm. This got complicated fast. Because that's the API as I've got it now doesn't really cover that case very well. Yeah, I know. I needed to know what level of complication it was going to be so that I can think about it properly. It's hard to really mesh the API to the back end of it if I don't know what the implementation is going to be like in this case. Because now I know what the API has to provide. So I just don't know why I can't get this to work. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm always happy to draw on your experience when offered, I suppose. That's good. I don't think it would be necessarily that complicated. It's just I need to pass it through in a structured way. because the way that this is set up currently wouldn't work for that sort of ghost text that doesn't exist yet but needs to be held in state. Exactly. And I'm not quite sure how I want to deal with that right now. I've been doing this factor thing the wrong way around, haven't I? Because I've got a... game plus the viewport divided by the factor, I guess. Last try, and then I'm going to stop for now, I think. Food for thought today, food for thought. No. Why is that not moving? Oh. I guess it just... I don't know. I do. It's in that order, see? Problem is I can't tell if it's an issue with my conversion, I guess. Yes, it does. Yeah. Okay. Nope. You'd expect that to be somewhere over here, right? control space. Or oh yeah, I need to be in the right language, of course. That doesn't do anything. No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why that doesn't work here. I don't see anything. Oh. Okay, there we go. Right, now I can hot switch between them. Cool, thank you, sorry. Clearly not my day. Yeah. Assuming I remember. Okay, that works. Because now it's down here rather than up there. Right, okay, so I'm just calculating it wrong. Oh, maybe. Although that would be weird because like it specifically says that if the rect is null, it'll do nothing. But I feel like if you give it a rectangle, it should respect whatever you give it, right? So because the width and height aren't being modified at all, so that doesn't seem right. I mean, we can actually do that because we could literally say like that. I don't know what I'm actually expecting for real values, but yeah. So if I set the window to 1x as a starting point, that shouldn't be that. So clearly something's wrong there. Oh, but I need to do it in the right order, of course, so we do it like that. I know, I got there. Yeah. Okay. So maybe that factor is correct. But then it clearly isn't putting it in the right spot, so what's that about? No, I don't care about that. Because 1020 should be where the text starts, so, or where the second line of text starts, yeah, so. Well, let's put these back as these. Right, that should be putting through 50-50. Do I make... Okay, that's in the right spot, roughly. I should probably put a pixel down at that position. Let me do that real quick so that we have a visual frame of reference. Stop set XY, please. Color.red. See you in a bit. Yeah, reasonable enough. Okay. But it doesn't respond to the change in the window height, I guess? Oh, that might be a thing. Okay. Because you'd have to do that everywhere, but we can still check the standard. So don't do that for now. Okay, that is working correctly now. Give or take. But we actually have to store that rectangle, so suppose. Welcome back. It was working for a bit, but I had to break a few things to fix a few things. So we're in the fixing again stage. I don't need this stuff now because it's going somewhere else. Because I realised that it's dependent on the screen. So if the window gets resized, I have to update this thing. So I have to store the game coordinates in global state and then update it. So that's fun. Oh, but it'll be a types problem, won't it? Because it'll... What types are the rect structure? Those are ints. So maybe not a problem? Let's try it again anyway. Ugh, why have you moved? It should be coming down here. Which is where I would expect it to be. Yeah, because I've got it at 50/50 with double screen size, so it should be at 100, which is where it's putting it, so... Everything else there is in the right order, correct? Because that's like that. Okay, here it's fine, clearly. Okay, and here it's fine, so now having changed nothing, it seems to be behaving correctly. That's weird. So next used in the rect now. I mean, it is. See? Okay. Do you think that if I'm not, like if I, do you mean calling stop at the end of the program and stuff? Because I feel like you should get a fresh setup when you start the program, but maybe not. Yeah, I mean that's reasonable. It's nice. Okay, so now we're calling stop just everywhere, and okay. So if I type a bunch of stuff, it appears here. If I do some more typing, it doesn't change. That's annoying. I guess that if you're going to resize it like that, you might have to do a stop and restart. Because that's the thing, I needed to adapt to the window resizing. Oh, it kind of has. Well, that's what I'm doing, is that I'm recording the rect now, and then it is updating it, because it has to recalculate when you resize the window. It's just yeah. Seems to be working now though. But yeah, if it's visible and you resize it, then it probably has problems. But maybe not. Maybe it's just sort of fine. Okay. Well, there's that then. Oop. Text as well. Now works, but we ignore the events from it. Because I don't know how to deal with those yet. And that's probably all I'm going to do now. I think I'm done for the day. Good call, good call. I probably should do that. Stop. Text region. Like that, I assume you mean. Oh yeah, of course. Stop, start, rect. If we're currently handling text, then do those things in that way. Maybe it should just call this method the moment that you start doing stuff as well. So if you start typing, it should just trigger this. Or I mean, if you start wanting to handle text, maybe it should just set a input. But that's probably overkill. Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to decide if this makes sense to have here at all. Because I guess if we're not currently handling text, none of this has to happen. So it probably just might be better to put this up here and just be like, that we're good. Like that. Because I don't see any value in recalculating all this stuff if we'll just recalculate at the moment. But oh, but then if you turn it off and turn it back on, and you resized it in the middle, it would be weird. So maybe we should just not do that. Like that. Might be better. If we're on, then turn it off, turn it back on again. Then does that make any sense? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm sort of bulletproofing a bit. Trying to anyway. It's like if you turn it off, I'm just trying to think if there's any value in doing this. Yeah. It just feels unnecessary. If can you, I mean, if you can call the set input rect repeatedly, yeah. It's not that intensive of a call, so it's probably fine. I'll leave it like this for now. If it looks correct, it's probably fine. Ow. Yeah, it's reasonable. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, that's probably the right behavior. Like, yeah, you lose your state, but I guess you can just start retyping, probably. Like, if you resize the window in the middle of all of that, what are you expecting to happen, you know? But it is now going to the right spot as well, so that seems okay. I'm happy with that. Thank you very much for your help. True. Nothing like 100% solutions. And this is a slightly strange case. I don't know what the. Uh, I don't know what will happen multilingually with games made with Dome, so. I don't know. It's nice to have the feature there, though. Or at least it will be once it works. It doesn't work yet. I need to figure out how to deal with that. I basically need to push all of the editing events into um, into a list or something for the user to pick up, rather than supplying the text instead. Maybe. Ugh. Okay. Ah, dang it. Oh no. I see. I did read this thread, but not everything sticks, I suppose. Yeah, that kind of iterative thing is kind of how Dome gets developed anyway, but it's tricky, I suppose. See, I've even liked and retweeted this already, so I've clearly read it. I just. Anyway. Yeah. I just need to figure out how to deal with the multi-language text events, because I don't think that Dome can really do anything about them. It has to pass it on, and then the user can process it, and maybe we'll provide an example of how that's done. It just would be nice if there was a simple way of handling it, and then opting into the complicated version. Maybe. But then that's. I don't know. I need to think on it. Anyway, I think it's time for me to call it for the day. So, thank you again very much for your help. Some of this stuff hurts my brain at times, but I think we made good progress, so I'm grateful. Okay, transient input text. Maybe. Can you tell when it's I suppose you can tell when you're receiving the transient text but not changing the input, and when that text gets actually confirmed. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I need to have a look at what the events are. I don't know what it does, but that seems reasonable. If it's literally like because we have this, so you could have transient text. Just like that. Yeah, probably. Because this is called at the start of the frame, so that's always clear. Does it set it as does it give you the full string each time, or do you have to add it incrementally? That's true. Okay, so it gives you the full string. It doesn't ask you to build it up character by character for the composition. Right. Yeah, but the what I mean is right. Okay, so if it sends the full composition, then it's not doing the same thing here where it's adding on, but you'd need a set composition like that. Composition text like that, which the engine then has to call instead. Because then we can do I'm not going to get into the rest of this now, but that's where we're heading. If it can be mostly handled internally, I think that might be better. So yeah, that's probably the right approach. Although, yeah, I suppose it leaves all the input handling, the formatting stuff does get left to the user anyway. It's probably fine. Anyway, okay, I'm going. I'm going. Thank you again. Have a good evening where you are. Yeah, probably evening. I might stream again this week. I'm not sure. It's a bit tight on time, but I think this was pretty productive. So, yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, afternoon. Guess it'd be, I don't know. You can see what time it is where I am, so you can tell the difference. See you later anyway. Have a good time.